Welcome to the channel. I'm Alex Lawrence, and this is Loghouse Strong, where I'm covering amateur Canadian strongman. Today's competition that we are covering is the outcome of Alberta's Strongest Amateur 2025, also known as Alberta Provincials. This is a qualifier for Canadian Nationals run by Strongman Corp Canada. This year, this contest was run by Capital City Showdown, which is run by United Strength and Power, the gym, located in Edmonton. And they did a fantastic job this year. I mean, I have no other years to reference because it's my first time at Provincials, but as far as I can tell, they did a great job. There were just about 100 athletes, and everything was wrapped up in like 6 hours, so it's pretty fantastic. Great job to the organizers and everybody involved on pulling it off. So before I get into any of the contest, I want to take a look at this score sheet, Iron Podium. This score sheet is amazing. It's so cool. I've seen like other Google Docs score sheets and whatnot, and frankly, they're pretty hard to follow. This one's really good. It's black and gray, my favorite two colors, and it's got just a little bit of colors for the numbers, and it's pretty easy to follow when you're just looking at it like this. But the best part about this score sheet, I find, is if you have a smaller window or you're looking at this score sheet through your phone or something, when you're looking at a name and you're looking at events and you don't quite have all the events on your screen, you can just scroll to the side and the names stay static, but the events change. It's super, super handy. Like, it's super easy to follow along instead of like, on a Google Doc, you kind of find the name and you're like, okay, 3 lines down, and then you scroll to the right, and then you're like, okay, 1, 2, 3, that's how they did. And then you keep going back and forth like that. It's kind of silly. Iron Podium is awesome. Apparently a lot of contests use it. I haven't seen too many in BC use it yet, but I hope that everybody eventually ends up using Iron Podium. Shout out to Iron Podium. So the way I'm going to do this recap is I'm primarily going to be using footage from Power Hippo's, oops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. I'm going to use footage from Power Hippo's live stream. However, since this is kind of congested because the open men were in lane 4 and they're kind of furthest away from the camera. So if anybody that was competing has videos on their Instagram of them performing their events, I'm going to be trying to remember to opt for those videos instead. You can see all these open tabs I have up here of all the different contestants, and most of them, about half of them, do have videos on their pages. So without further ado, let us start off with the loading race. And funny enough, I'm actually first up. So we're going to go to my page, and we're going to see how I did. I'm going to scroll this. Let me shrink this up just a little bit here. There we go. That's better. Excuse me. So, that's a wrong contest. So event 1 is the loading race, 275-pound sack, a 200-pound keg, and a 260-pound keg. As you can see, I absolutely blitzed these first 2 implements, but this one, I took a risk. I tried shouldering it, but I really fumbled it. Like, I still moved decently once it was on my shoulder, but man, that pick, and not knowing that I had to have the keg completely on the platform really set me back. I ended up in 8th place with what was my time? 26:22. Not a good start to the day. But moving on, next up was Spencer Campbell. Spencer, unfortunately, doesn't have anything on his page, so we're just going to have to look. That's him right there around my cursor, if you can see that. So great load with the 275-pound sack. And then he goes for a nice high pick on the 200-pound keg, nice easy load, no problem. And then the 260-pound keg, and he also gets a nice high pick onto his chest to make for an easy load. I thought for sure he was going to have a pretty good time. Let's see how he did exactly. No, unfortunately, the score sheet says he had a very awful time. Second slowest time, to be exact, at 26:56. Not a great start for him, but at least he looked a lot smoother doing it than I did. Next up, Alex Crisby. Alex Crisby is a big boy, very strong. He was the highest placing amateur at Western Canada's Strongest Man, which was 2 weeks prior to this event. So he made easy work of that 275-pound bag, nice high pick on the 200-pound keg, and then rips that 260-pound keg off the ground like it's no big deal. And yeah, great finish. Ended up with 22:76 for a pretty good time. I believe that's 4th place. Nice work, Crisby. Next up, Neil Faynor. Neil had a very interesting day. We'll get into that very soon. So Neil, very solid pick on the sandbag. Oh, we zoomed in a little bit. That's nice. And then he went for the 260-pound keg. First guy to go for the heavy implement. Sandbag kind of got caught in the way. And then that 200-pound keg, no problem. Just heaves it up there. His time was also not too fast compared to the other guys, 25:73. And, you know, that says a lot. When a guy is moving smooth and fast like that and it's not considered a good time, it's pretty crazy. Next up, we got Dave motherfucking Blake. Now, I know Dave does, in fact, have a bunch of these videos. So this is his loading race. He doesn't really have too much issue with the implements themselves. The only thing that kind of holds him back is his speed, his foot speed. He's not too terribly fast when he's actually carrying the things. And a really low pick with these kegs doesn't do him any favors, because you see he's got to heave it up onto the platform. But luckily, this last keg was light enough that he could just kind of kick it up there. So, good job, Dave. Time of 26:63, which was actually the slowest time, but hey, whatever. At least he was smooth. Next up, Kyle Francotti. I was watching this guy's training closely. He went for the 260-pound keg right away, which was probably smart. Oh, sorry. He actually has this on his page, a much better angle. So yeah, 260-pound keg. His height is a huge advantage because with his height, he's the only guy that can get away with a vertical pick like this on the sandbag, because when he loads it, it's in the right spot, you know? Like, he doesn't have to do that extra extension. And the 200-pound keg, he could have just thrown it across, I'm sure. Very big guy, very strong dude, probably the strongest dude there. I'd be willing to bet. Just needs more training as a strongman, but he still won the contest. But we'll get into that later. Great work, Kyle. The fastest loading time of 20.37 seconds. Shane Hogan. Shane does have this on his page, but he just has it as a reel. Dude, why'd you upload a reel? I want to see the whole event. So anyway, not too bad work. Pretty good work on the 275-pound bag. Super low pick on the 200-pound keg. Not great, but whatever. And then wrapping it up with the 260-pound keg. Boom, done. Boom, done. Ended with a time of 23:81, which is actually pretty good. That put him in, what is that, 5th place, something like that? Not bad at all. Right in the middle of the pack. Ben Borger. I thought for sure Ben was going to be slow, honestly. He's the biggest dude, but he actually did pretty good on this event. I was quite surprised. 275-pound bag, no problem. Keg load, no problem. And then the next keg, also not a problem. Now I want to take a moment to actually, I want to check out this lady up here, down there. When she starts her load, she kind of trips. You'll see. Keep an eye on that bottom left corner. Ooh, poor girl. I'm trying not to laugh. I honestly think it's hilarious, but that's too bad. Moving on. Alex Klisper. He ended up with the second fastest time here, I think. Yeah. Oh, sorry. He actually has this on his page. Where is he? Is that him? No, that's not him. Where is he? Klisper. Back. Yeah, he did very good here. The only comment that I would make is just running a little bit faster between implements. Come on, cameraman. A little too late on the platform. Go back to Alex. Yeah, there we go. Nice high pick. Not a bad load. Could have been a little bit more deliberate. And I'm sure he's moving as fast as he can carrying those things, but if he could just move a little bit faster and just load a little bit smoother, he could have shaved off at least another half second or even a full second. But either way, he still got second place in the event, which is stellar. Last up, Dan Hagen, last year's Alberta Provincials champ. He actually has this on his page as a more zoomed in version of the live stream, which is fine because I don't want to keep zooming in and out on my YouTube screen. So nice high pick with the 260, a little bit of a tricky load there. Whatever, not bad. Nice hustle back to the other implement. Ripped that 275-pound bag off the floor. He smashed it into the side of the platform, which slowed him down quite a bit. Could have been catastrophic, but he ended up finishing not too bad. So pretty much all three implements he kind of loaded kind of badly, but aside from that, his foot speed was incredible. So if he didn't have those bobbles, what was his time? 25.62. He could have shaved off a good 3, 4, maybe 5 seconds off of his time, which would have put him a lot closer to the top. So that's a wrap for event 1. Now we're getting into the trap bar deadlift. So we had 650 pounds. We're going to start with Dave. We had 650 pounds on 9-inch handles. Oh, sorry, that's Dan Hagen. 650 pounds on 9-inch handles. We're supposed to do 13, but they decided last second to do, oh my God, what am I doing? Decided last second to do 9-inch handles, which changed the lift considerably. Now, Dave actually did pretty good on this. He got 5 reps, which was very mid-pack. It was a great effort. This video, it cuts out the other 3 reps that he does, but his issue that he had here was, I guess he wasn't able to gain his breath while he was in the hunched over position. So the time that he took to stand up, take his straps off, and then put his straps back on, he lost all his juice, just lost it. So that's kind of a skill you need to have just to stay in that bent over position so you don't lose your position, right? But either way, great performance from Mr. Dave Motherfucking Blake. Next up, Spencer Campbell. Spencer. He only got 2 reps here, but that could be just a factor of him of the handle change, right? The handle height change, because it might not seem like much, but 4 inch difference, that's a massive difference. So he manages his first 2 reps slowly, but decently, right? But it was clearly a whole lot of strain on his upper back. I think he's done repping out here. But yeah, like just too much upper back roundness, and he paid the price for it. He just couldn't get it off of the ground beyond 2. Next up is me. I was really looking forward to this. I wanted to put up double digits, like into the mid double digits, but because of that handle change, man, I just couldn't get past 9, and I was fighting for 9. But I did pretty good. I got 3rd in this event. I was still happy with my performance. I'm a pretty decent deadlifter for reps. Oh no, what happened? I'll get a banner one day instead of a TV, and banners don't have a habit of turning off on you. But anyway, yeah, decent performance by me. Well, solid, very solid. I'm pretty happy with that. Next up, Neil Fainor. This is where catastrophe happens for Neil. This is Neil right here. So the first rep goes up pretty smoothly, but then on this next rep, he had figure 8 straps on and they slipped. And when that bar came down, I'll come down here a little bit again, just so you can see again. When that bar slipped forward and came down, the angled part of the trap bar crushed his foot, his right foot, I believe. Yeah, quite awful. And he was all locked up in there because of his straps, but they got him off and they pushed it away. And I thought, oh yeah, for sure, go have a seat, buddy. Like he just had a tumble. Nobody knew that he got his foot crushed, but I mean, the fall alone would be enough for a guy to want to leave, but he just gets right back into it. So he crushes his foot with 650 pounds, and then he straps back up again. He didn't get another rep. He totally lost his jam after that, but he got damn close. He was really fighting for it. Absolute warrior. And he went on to complete the comp, too. Fucking animal. Dan Hagen. Dan did really good on this. Let's go to his zoomed in live stream version. Really good reps, really powerful reps. He was just flying with those, just up and down, no problem. He got 10 reps here. I believe he did 6 reps unbroken, uninterrupted. And yeah, just a really good performance on the deadlift here. That got him 2nd place in the event. Next. Hogan. Shane Hogan. So Shane, I know Shane is a strong dude, but something was up with him today. I think his cardio just wasn't there. He got 2 reps, like fairly easy, like pretty good reps. But then he went for a tug on the 3rd rep, and it just wasn't happening. He just didn't feel like doing it anymore. So I don't know what was going on there. I feel like he could have just tried a little bit harder or something, but Shane, if you have a good reason for not giving it the gas, comment below. Next up, Alex Crisby. Crisby's situation was interesting because he remained tight, like time under tension, the entire set. He treated it like a time under tension set. He did 6 reps, totally unbroken, totally like no relaxation at all. He just went up, down. He was telling me that he just can't really reset after he stops. Like you see now, he stops, he kind of relaxes, but he's having a really hard time getting back into position. Almost like he can't get his brace when he's in hip flexion like this. So, yeah, that's probably it, but for whatever reason, 6 reps was still a pretty good result for him. Ben Borger with the event win, but he got 12 reps here. I think he did 10 reps unbroken, like 10 reps with no pause, no resting at the bottom, no nothing. Absolute fucking animal. Yeah, you're just giving her here. Up and down, up and down. But yeah, first place with 12 reps. We don't need to watch all of them. Great work, Ben. Fantastic deadlifter. Alex Clisper. How did Clisper do here? Clisper. 8 reps. 8 reps. He almost got me. But I feel like he can do a lot better. Look at his back. His back is rounded so much, and he has to straighten out basically the entirety of his back as he locks it out. I feel like he could do a lot better in this event if he just used more leg drive. If he actually bent his knees, and, up. Like he did obviously he did a great job, but yeah, he definitely, God damn it. He definitely took a lot out of his lower back doing this. You can't see his back from this angle, but you can see that his knees aren't really doing a whole lot of bending. As opposed to if you look back onto my video, I have a ton of knee flexion just because I was trying to use my quads as much of my quads as possible. Whatever. Clisper did a great job. Excellent work. Just work on that leg press motion, man. It's going to help you a lot, especially for the sandbag coming up. Frank Cotty, like I said, I think he's probably the strongest dude at the contest. Maybe not the strongest deadlifter, but he definitely has one of the strongest lower backs because you can see that he gets himself into some decent knee flexion. He actually has a video. Sorry, let me restart here. Oh, what? He didn't post it. Weird. Anyways, he gets into some decent knee flexion, but then once he starts pulling the weight, then his hips shoot up. You can see his hips, like he wants to reset here. You see it. He's conscious about it. Yeah, great position, but then hips shoot up, and then his lower back takes the brunt of the deadlift. Either way, he ended up with 7 reps, so just one behind Clisper. If he and Clisper could use their legs, 10 reps, no problem. So that's enough of event 2. We go to event 3, sandbag to shoulder. First up is Spencer. Spencer had a hard time with this. He just didn't quite have the power to throw this bag up the way he needed to. The bag is 275 pounds, down from the 300 that we were supposed to do. I guess the bag broke in transit or something, so that's what we had to use. But yeah, you can see Spencer here. He gets the bag from lap to belly to chest and then to shoulder. But man, all those bobbles, all that fighting along that way just absolutely zaps your energy. He wasn't able to get a 3rd rep. He fought like hell for it, but ultimately it was a no-go. Mr. Neil Fainor, 1 foot Fainor. Neil actually did really, really good on this, considering the fact he couldn't really use any ankle extension. You can see 1 foot kind of does a little bit. Yeah, one little bit, and it's enough to help him out. Like he's got good explosiveness through the legs and the lower back, but man, if he was able to, if he wasn't in so much pain, I'm very confident that he could have done much, much better on this event. He got 4 reps, which is still very, very good, a great result, but I feel like the man was good for 5 or 6. Shane Hogan, another event where Shane, don't take this the wrong way, man, but you make this look really hard. You honestly don't look like you've trained this event at all. I mean, like the pick alone was very difficult. The getting it to your shoulder, you know, you still ended up with 1 rep, but you could have done better than that. You just need to train more. You just need to practice some more. Love you, buddy. Dave motherfucking Blake. Dave on his page. Wait, damn, I keep doing that. Damn it. Dave did good on this, I believe. Dave Blake, 3 reps. Not bad, not bad. But he has kind of the same trouble. Just not explosive enough to throw it up onto his shoulder. He's got to chest it first, which, you know, for heavier bags, that's what you got to do. But I feel like this bag is light enough that most of these guys should have been able to just launch it up. But he had a really great fight either way. 2 reps, uninterrupted, no problem. You can see he's getting a little bit tired, but he knows he's got to keep going for a decent result. Make up for some lost points on the loading race. So that's his 3rd rep. He's got it, and then that's all he was able to give. Good work, Dave. Crisby got 4 reps. Crisby did pretty good. You can see he has the explosiveness that I'm talking about, to be able to throw it from your hips and triple extend it onto your shoulders, which is what you want to do with the sandbag as much as you can. Like the more efficient you can make your movement, the less energy you expend. The less energy you expend, the more reps you can do. Simple as that. So 4 reps for Crisby. Excellent work. Francotti. I had a feeling Francotti was either going to be at the top, if not like the top guy for this. I seen him in training. Seen a training video of him. I'm not sure if the bag he had in his gym was actually filled to 300. It said 300 on it. Oh, where is it? It's right there. But he was regularly getting 6 reps within 60 seconds, like he did here. He did a really good job on this. You can see how strong he is. Like he just picks it up and he just throws it into his arms. Very, very strong, very, very explosive. Great extension. Yeah, very nice work. 6 reps for Kyle. Where were we? Francotti, Clisper. So Clisper, yeah, how did he do here? 3 reps. He got 3 reps here. Good explosion. Really good explosion on the extension. Like, he has the power, but I truly believe that the amount of juice that he took out of his back doing the deadlift, he paid the price on this sandbag. I feel like if he didn't waste so much energy on that trap bar deadlift, he probably could have had enough to do 5, maybe even 6 reps. Either way, not bad. I like to see the strong extensions, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reps, whatever. Me, I ended up matching Kyle on this. Oh, shit. Not again, Alex, come on. I ended up matching Kyle on this with 6 reps, which I was very ecstatic with, actually. Because as you can see on my arm, I've kind of got it wrapped up. My right arm has been giving me some trouble for a little while. It happens towards the end of any prep. It just, that area just gets fairly aggravated. So I wasn't able to train any kind of sandbag or any kind of grabby implement like that as much as I wanted to. But all the extra cardio I did really paid off. And yeah, it allowed me to get a good result on this. Dan Hagen. Dan did really good on this. He got 5 reps. We'll go to his zoom in. So Dan also had really good explosion on this, which I would expect, right? Considering how strong he was on the deadlift and how comparatively little he took out of his lower back compared to some other pullers. Because on this event, you need your lower and your upper back to be working at peak performance to be able to just throw it over yourself like that. So great work, Dan. He said he's been working on his work capacity, and it clearly paid off on the last two events. Last up, we got Ben Borger. Ben is honestly not that good at sandbags, especially when they get a little heavier. The pick just seems really difficult for him, and he doesn't quite have the power, the explosion to throw it up onto his shoulder from the lat position. I'm not sure if that's just a mental thing or what it is. Like once he actually gets it up onto his lap, we'll see on this next one. So let's see, 2 reps. So this is a second rep. Like, you can kind of see it. It's almost like he threw the bag like straight up rather than kind of behind him. You know what I mean? And that just comes with an over-exaggerated lumbar extension. But yeah, the pick was just killing him. I'm not sure what his issue is with that. Just needs to get a little better at it. Next event, log into circus dumbbell, or circus dumbbell into log, wherever you decided to start. Pretty much all across the board, these guys got 1 rep. You can see here a whole bunch of 1s, a couple 0s, and only 2 numbers that are beyond 1. And everyone got 1 rep on the log only. Hardly anybody, in fact, only 2 people, myself included, managed to get any reps on that dumbbell, which is kind of surprising to me. I honestly thought a lot of these guys coming out of Westerns would have done better because they had a 200-pound monster bell to do at that comp. If they didn't do the fucking 200-pound drill bit dumbbell, check out Priority 1, Devin's Strongest Man, Westerns, whatever, for checking out that dumbbell. It's in there somewhere. It's absolutely insane. But anyway, I digress. Shane only got 1. Whatever. Spencer had a hell of a time on this. I feel like his strength is there. Like, it was a really good clean. But his positioning on the log, like for pressing it, is good. It's really good. It's there. He just couldn't get enough leg drive because maybe his balance was off. I feel like that's probably what it was. And that fight on those 2 attempts at that same rack, that just took it out of him. He couldn't continue anymore. So that's a big fat 0 for him, unfortunately. Where are we now? Ben Borger. Ben's also a strong presser, but I guess unfortunately the dumbbell wasn't really working his way today. I'm not sure how good of a dumbbell presser he really is, but it just wasn't happening today. The log press was decent. Maybe his balance is not quite right. It looked a little harder than I'm sure he's capable of. But you can see here that dumbbell, he ends up kind of throwing it behind him. Yeah, just not right. He's like just trying to tricep extend it instead of like leg pressing. You know what I mean? Like, you need that explosiveness through your legs. Like, you can't press this dumbbell. You just can't. You need to use your legs. He got really close there, but ultimately, no, it wasn't gonna land for him. Oh, I thought we were skipping ahead. Dave Blake. Why are we just... Let's try this again. Bear with me here. This hasn't happened to me yet. What the fuck is going on? Whatever, Dave has this on his Instagram anyway. That's Dan again. Damn it. So Dave had a tough clean. Obviously failed that clean, but a decent second attempt on the clean. And a pretty solid press. He didn't really use a whole lot of leg drive, so that was like all shoulders, all triceps, pretty strong. But on this dumbbell, he ends up trying to really bad clean for one, but he tried adopting this this vertical dumbbell position, which didn't really end up vertical. It ended up horizontal, and you can see it's just his arm holding it up. He's using up way too much energy in his tricep, way more than pretty much any other way would. Like you need the end of that dumbbell resting on your trap or your shoulder to be able to make that happen. Yeah, just too much gas out of his right arm. Alex Klisper. Alex got one on the log. I'm glad that the timestamp is working now. Pretty decent clean, not bad at all. Not enough leg drive to really have a good pop for his press, but whatever, he still got it up, but he knew that he wasn't going to be able to get that dumbbell, so he just bowed out. Totally fine, whatever. Just split points with a bunch of other dudes. Better than a 0. Better than potentially hurting yourself trying to get that dumbbell anyhow. Neil Fainor. Yeah, not a good event for Neil. He just couldn't use leg drive. He couldn't use his, he couldn't triple extend. He could only double extend, right? That triple being through his ankles. He just could not use his ankle because he had a fucking broken foot. Jesus. So he gives the log a couple of tries, but ultimately ends up going to the dumbbell and couldn't make it to the dumbbell. I'll spare you, Neil. I know that was a bad event for you. Crisby. Crisby gets the log very easily. Good clean, of course, and a very strong press. Very strong press. Super strong press. Like hardly any legs, just all shoulders, all triceps. And he does manage to get a rep on the dumbbell, luckily. Pretty quick down command, but whatever, he still got it. Still got it. Then he manages to get another rep on the log. Let's see how easy it is. Oh yeah, dude, it's so easy. If it was just a log for reps and no dumbbell, fuck, he would have been at the top for sure. That was a really good couple of log presses, but couldn't quite get the other rep on the dumbbell. Mr. Dan Hagen, I'm on the correct page now. Doing it again, Alex. Oh my God. Oh, by the way, this is the dumbbell I was talking about at Western Canada's Strongest Man. You see that drill bit? That was the alternative. They weighed the same, but this, oh my God, it's fucking gross. So, anyways. Again, Dan had a really strong press with the log. If it was log only, he would have been towards the top because that was a really, really strong press, even though he lost his balance a little bit as he launched it. See how he does get really, really close on this dumbbell, though. You'll see. Slipping on his shirt a little bit. Oh, so close. So damn close, but no cigar. He couldn't quite. I think he tried again, but just couldn't quite pull it off. So we had, where were we? Oh, sorry. There we are. Hagen. And now me. I won this event. I got 5 reps. I'm the only guy to start with a dumbbell because I knew I could do it, and with ease, I might add. Not trying to toot my own horn, I fucking killed this event. I knew that balance on the log was going to be tricky just because there was nothing to look at in the sky, and I literally trained outdoors once. So that was my only concern, was balance on the log. But dumbbell went really well. The grip shirt made a massive difference with, the kind of slippage on of the dumbbell. Like kind of it tries to slide down your back, but that grip shirt did not allow that. So shout out to grip shirt. You see me bobbling a little bit here, trying to gain my balance, and only when I get my balance, then I try the press. And I knew I only had to do 4 because Crisby did 3, but I figured, fuck it, I'll just do 1 more. So I did it right down to the wire, like 3, 2, 1, got the lockout. Awesome finish. Last up, Frank Cotty. Frank Cotty's not very good at dumbbell, but it's a work in progress. He just needs to get the technique down. He tries vipering this. Look, yeah, he couldn't quite get the viper, but once he finally gains his balance, he just practically strict presses it. Like, I don't even call that a push press. Like, there was no triple extension. It was a slow lockout of the knees. Like, he just strict pressed it. This guy, he seated shoulder presses like 315 for sets of 4, 5 or 6. It's absolutely insane. Last event, we are on to the duck walk and power stairs. So this is where Spencer ends a bad day in a horrible way, unfortunately. He's on the left side here. So he gets the duck walk fairly well, but then you can see he just doesn't quite have the height or the strength to be able to yoink that pin up high enough to be able to get it up the step. He is the shortest guy at that contest. And unfortunately, on his 3rd attempt of trying to get it up, he ends up hurting his arm. You'll see, yeah. When he walks off, he says he heard and felt a pop. And nobody ever wants to hear that. Like, hearing it happen, whatever, but nobody wants to hear that somebody fucking got hurt. But that really sucks. Like, to have a tough day, to have a tough comp, and then to end it with an injury, that really, really sucks. I really hope Spencer manages to pull through and recovers well. Next up, who was this? Neil. Neil, with his fucking 1 foot, still hobbling along, and actually finishes the event. Like, absolutely amazing. Dude did a great job. He got the slowest time out of us all, but he fucking finished it. He finished the comp. He was strong to the finish, man. I feel like he deserves some kind of an award for that because he was a real warrior. Shane Hogan. Finally, Shane has a decent performance in this comp. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to him today, but he did manage to pull through with the duck walk and power stairs here. So, good strong finish for Shane. Dave motherfucking Blake. How did Dave do here? So you can see a bit of a slower duck walk, but not awful, man, not awful. He wasn't the slowest time. He wasn't the fastest. He was literally mid-pack. The power stairs were not much trouble for him at all. Just a little reset there at the top, but very solid end to his day. Alex Clisper. What did Clisper do here? Clisper did pretty good, sub 20 seconds, a 1 drop there. I think he just took too big of a step. Like, let's see if we can see that in his video here. Yeah, you can see he starts off kind of slow. He starts off kind of slow, and he wants to pick up the pace, but then he ends up taking too big of a step, and then he ends up losing his spot. And he could have gone up the stairs with just a little bit more gusto. I'm not sure if he was feeling kind of beat or something, if he was tired or just mentally kind of checked out a little bit, but he could have gave it a little bit more gas up those steps. I know he could do it. Either way, he finished at a decent time, sub 20. Big Ben Borger. Big Ben. Slow on the walk. He's losing his grip. Grip kind of seems to be an issue for him on some things. And that weight really seems to be pulling him down. Like he's strong enough to get it up, but man, I feel like upper back needs a little bit more work to be able to comfortably heave that weight up. His time was not great. Moving on. Crisby did pretty decent. Sub 18 seconds. Very solid duck walk. Very strong. Not super fast, but very strong. And then the power stairs were no problem. Just a little slow walking up each step, but a strong finish either way. Mr. Dan Hagen. Dan had a really good time on this. He got third on the event. Apparently this is his first time doing a duck walk. I'm not sure if that means first time ever or just first time like with comp weight, with actual intention. But between the duck walk and his power stairs, he had a really fast time, sub 16 seconds, 15.4 to be exact. And then last up, or no, not last up, second last is me. I was really looking forward to this event. I really wanted to do well, and I did. I moved pretty damn fast with that. My short little legs. And the stairs, like this weight felt so light in my hands compared to training. It was absolutely insane. Like some people say they get 20% more strength. I feel like in some events I get like 50% more strength because I feel like I could have done like 6 more steps with that weight. It was really, really good. However, as fast as that was, I still had to put it down in front of the first step. Whereas frickin' Kyle, we'll go to his video. Frickin' Kyle, so damn tall. Go to the post. So damn tall. And his legs are so damn long that, yes, he's moving quick, but his legs take him a long way. And he didn't even have to set it down. Just up, up, and up. Sub 10 seconds. 9.69 seconds. For sure, without a doubt, the fastest time with these stairs. So the fastest time in these 2 lanes, but absolutely one of the fastest times, if not the fastest time, in the entire contest. I haven't checked that for sure, but it's really looking that way. Like, that was incredible. That has got to be the fastest time of the day. Now that I'm scanning it, I think it was. Fucking stellar. So yeah, Kyle ends up with the win overall. A fantastic finish. Fun fact, he's done multiple strongman comps in the past year or so, but this is his first win. So his first win being Alberta Provincials is really awesome. Like, great work, Kyle. He trained super hard for this. Last time I competed against him was was at Grand Prairie Strongest maybe like 3 months ago, and I beat him by half a point, 1 rep on the Atlas Stone. And he was not happy. He was quite choked. And I was just like so thankful that, you know, he blacked out on the yoke. that's a, I'll make that a short for another time. But anyways, yeah, that's the contest. Congratulations to Kyle. I did a solid performance and got second place, and congratulations to Dan Hagen, who ended up in third overall. And yeah, so that's my recap for Alberta Provincials, Alberta's Strongest Amateur. Thank you for tuning in. I got more videos coming on the way, and yeah, please like, subscribe, all that other YouTuber stuff. I really want to make this channel grow. I think it's going to be a good thing. Thanks for watching.